There was All right, welcome to Pump. And this is your first time in this class here in person. Thanks for being here. A little bit about the class. Every time you come in, I'll have the equipment that we need on the board, or the suggested equipment, as well as the movements that we have for the day. You'll start to recognize them as you come a little bit more regularly if you're new to the class. So if you don't know what they are, that's okay. We go over everything before we start. The first week of this class is a little bit different from the rest of the session. So normally we'll have 4 rounds in a class that we do. The first week we just do 3. So just kind of taking the volume down a little bit, just so we're not hopefully as sore. If you haven't been moving, lifting, things like that lately, definitely take it easy, right? It's the first week. We have 6 weeks to build through the class. So usually when you come, and if you haven't been doing it for a while, it's just you go hog wild, and then you can't sit, you can't stand up, you can't roll over because you're just in pain. So keep that in mind. You don't have to keep up with me. You don't have to keep up with your neighbors. Just kind of go at your own pace. Take breaks when you want. So the format and structure of this class is, like I said, so it's just normally 4 rounds, but this time it's 3 rounds. Each round is going to consist of 2 movements that we're going to superset 4 times. What that looks like in actuality is we'll do movement 1 for 30 seconds, then we'll move right into movement 2 for 30 seconds. That's one set. Then we'll repeat it back to movement 1 for 30 seconds, and then movement 2 for 30 seconds. That's the second set. We'll do a 3rd set and a 4th set, and then you'll get 1 minute rest. Then after that rest, we'll move on to round 2. That's the only rest put into this class. So I always say take breaks when you need, slow it down when you need, rest when you need, go get a drink if you need. We're all just here to get a good workout and push ourselves at our own pace. Back row, I'll have you scooch in ways because we can fit 6 in a row. And then we got some space up front if you want to go this way. And then we can get a few more up here as well. We fit like 23 in here, so we're good. We got space. It was tight, though. I will say that. It was very tight. All right, so you should have got an email from me early yesterday, to a link to the Optimize Your Movement class. If you watched it, awesome. If you didn't, that's okay. We'll do like a quick 2-minute recap. We won't normally talk this much at the start of class just because it's the first week. We talk a little bit more about some of the things. So the biggest thing in regards to the information in that email is brace posture. Really important so we don't get injured. The worst thing you do is start to make a few weeks progress, then you get injured, and then you're out for a month and you're visiting Mark in PT, and then I see you again in 3 months. So we really want to try to prevent that, so we'll kind of go over bracing posture and strategies. So we'll do that real quick. So whatever your normal, just comfortable stance is, first thing I want you to do is squeeze your glutes. You can imagine if you put a penny in between your butt cheeks and tried to squeeze it so it'd hold there if you let go. That's basically squeezing the glutes. So once you do that, the second step, think of lifting your pelvic floor bladder up into your stomach slightly. You'll kind of feel a slight pull in right around like the belt line, right below the belly button-ish. Once you feel that lift, think of tightening the core around that lift, okay? From there, shoulder blades slightly back and down, not overly too far, and then head up in a neutral position. So from here, you're in a fully braced posture. You only need about 2 out of a 10 intensity as far as that hold in that lift. Keep that in core engagement. Take a couple steps, kind of feel what it's like to have that braced posture as you're moving around, and then you can release it. So when you release it, you probably notice you went from feeling fairly maybe strong or stacked to like a schlump drop position. So the difference is when you're braced, it forces your body to move in basically a correct movement pattern that helps to load the muscles, versus when we're not, our body's super good at being lazy. We tend to just rest on our joints, right? So when we start adding weight, movements, plyometrics, we don't want all that intensity going into the joints. We want to preserve our joints for a long time. So we want to make sure it's the muscles that are holding those positions that we're working in, okay? So format of this class we kind of talked about. We'll have a warm-up at the start. It's 6 minutes long. We'll have a cool down at the end. That time frame of that kind of gets adjusted because we have what we do at the end of the class over here. You'll see at the very bottom of the board, there's some numbers there. So we roll a D20 at the end of the class. Rolling for, still haven't decided, is it charisma, is it luck, whatever. We haven't fully decided yet. But if we roll 1 through 5, we have to redo 1 round of the workout. And we roll a 4-sided die. There's only 3 right now, but a 4-sided die to see which round are we redoing. We roll a 6 through 10. We do a 2-minute finisher, which changes every class. This one is a core finisher. If we roll 11 through 19, we just go right to the cool down, no more working out. If anybody gets a D20, that class is a cool down, as well as the next class. We don't roll, we just go right to a cool down as well. We've joked about if we get a 1, we'll just do the whole workout over again, but people aren't sold on that one. We haven't. People say, I'm out, I'll quit, I'm not doing it. So that's kind of the format of this class. That's kind of what you can expect regularly. Any questions anybody has before we start? I will go over all the movements before we actually get going, but any questions about format, anything like that? If you're online and you have a question, just drop it in the chat and I'll get back to you. So first movement we have is bicep curl into shoulder raise. So basically with your weights, you're just going to do a bicep curl. Once you curl that weight up, you're just lifting that weight up in front, activating through the shoulders as well, and then lowering back down, and then undoing that bicep curl. So you're just moving through those positions, okay? Next one we have is a tricep kickback. So for this, we're hinging at the hip, bringing the arms up to the sides, extending, flexing the triceps, letting those arms come back down before we kick them back out again. We all still braced? Didn't lose it? No, definitely not, definitely not. Next one we have is going to be some dolphin push-ups. So for this one, we're down on our forearms in a plank position. And then from here, we're pushing the hips up and pressing ourselves up overhead, and then lowering back down and moving through those positions. The next one we got on there is, I think it says floating lunges. Yep. So a couple options with floating lunges. Just chilling. A couple options with floating lunges. So you can either be like a shoulder focus or like a bicep focus. The floating part is just your weights aren't moving. So say if you're doing like shoulder press. So from here, when you lunge down, the arms go up. When you come back up, they come back down. And you'd be alternating sides with those lunges. Same thing for the bicep. If you're doing bicep curl focus, when you lunge, you're doing a curl, coming back out of the curl. So essentially, the weights are kind of not moving. Next movement we got, biggest thing when we're doing lunges, and we'll talk about this in the warm-up too, make sure your weight's even on your feet. A lot of times we tend to lean forward and the heels come up off the floor. That's going to put a lot of pressure into your knee. So if you ever have knee pain when you're doing squats or lunges, things like that, that's probably what that's coming from. So if you find you're struggling with it, what can be helpful is step backwards into a lunge versus stepping forwards. It helps to keep the weight a little bit more on those heels. Next movement, reverse bicep curls. Exact same thing, except for we're just keeping the palms down as we curl that weight up and go back down, okay, instead of having that palms up position. And then lastly, shoulder raise. Up to you whether you want to go laterally out to the sides or out in front. So you have some options, or you can switch between the two. Biggest things when you're doing like a lateral raise, make sure the elbows stay high. If you're dropping those elbows down when you're coming up, you're just putting a lot of the strain into the joint, versus when you get the elbow up, it's putting a lot of that strain into the delt of your shoulder, okay? That's it for the class today. We only have 12 minutes of workout time for the class today, so not normally we'd have like that 15-ish, unless we have a bad roll. Then that changes things. So fingers crossed that we have some good rolls. Any questions before we start the warm-up? All right, let's rock and roll. Let's do this. Start your watches. If you got a watch, you want to record your workout. But we're moving. Starting with some jumping jacks. Let's go. If you want to minimize that impact, you can be right here. You don't have to have that jump right off the bat. I know my ankles can't handle it. Start. We're only at about 40% effort. We have 2 rounds of this warm-up. The second round is where we'll pick it up a little bit. Air squats. So hips back and down, knees stay in line with those toes. Keep the arches of your feet strong. Keep the glutes active. So when you're squatting down, think of the hips going back and then down like there's a little chair back down behind you. We don't want the knees going forward in that squat. Marches. We're going to drive the knees up in front. This movement is warming up the abdominals. So Try to really feel that core engagement on each knee drive. Go ahead and start my watch.
And once you get a taste, you'll never be the same. This ain't that ordinary, it's that 40 karat cake. Tell me what you gon' do.
Lunges, alternating. So in that lunge, we're gonna twist towards that knee that's in front, then back to center. So if that right knee's in front, twist towards the right, back to center. Weights even on that foot, don't let that heel come up. Arches stay strong. Knee in line with that toe. Keep that glute active. Arm circles. Full range of motion. Rvrs, opposite direction. Move into some inchworms, into push-ups. So we're going to bend the knees, don't round the back. And you're just going to walk out into a plank. From here, you can drop the knees if you want. Move into a push-up. And then back up to a plank. Walk up till you're stretching those hamstrings. Breathe through it, walk back down. Into that push-up. Round two, back into those jumping jacks. Yeah. Picking up that tempo. Maybe closer 60,
bringing the noise.
70% effort.
Bringing up toys. Separate men from the boys. Chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Winning like this ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy.
Air squats.
We getting rowdy, rowdy.
Glutes on.
Bang, bang,
Knees in line with those toes. Hips going back and down.
Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Marches. Activating through those abdominals. Feel that squeeze. Lunges alternating. Twisting towards that knee in front.
Scaring nobody. You make me resort to wild and you must be blind.
Heart strong.
Want it to be
Don't let that heel come up.
me to try it, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one is going quiet. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy. We getting rowdy.
Arm circles.
About to go and go in peace. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. About to go and go in peace. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Peace, 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 peace. It's go, 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 go time.
Rvrs.
Go, 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 go time.
Inchworms into those push-ups.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who
Take
gon'
a break.
stop me? You
1
can't
minute.
stop me, so
Grab a
who
drink.
gon' stop me? You can't stop
Get some rest
me,
and we're
so
starting.
who gon' stop me?
thing to pay attention to in class is your form. That's why we got the mirrors here. Whenever you're doing a movement, make sure, say if you're doing bicep curls, each side is looking similar. We don't want one arm out like this or something, or one side shrugged up. Always pay attention, assess your movements, so we're not creating any sort of imbalances. All right, let's rock and roll in 5, 3, 2, 1. Bicep curls into those shoulder raises. Doing that curl, right up into the shoulder lift, step down. Same speed up, same speed down. Switch, tricep kickbacks. You're gonna keep that weight, or if you switch if you want. You're here, pull up, and extend. Bicep curl into that shoulder raise. Tricep extensions. Bicep curls into that shoulder lift. Nice job halfway through this one. Tricep. Good job. Switch. Last set. Tricep. Take a break. All right, we got 1 minute rest. And they're into those dolphin push-ups with those floating lunges. So we got quick transitions from being on the floor, coming up to standing. On those floating lunges, you can do shoulders for keeping that same position or biceps. Up to you, what you want to work. 10 seconds, and we're rolling. In 3, 2, 1, let's rock and roll. Yeah, on your forearms, push those hips up. Shoulders press up, pull back down. Press those hips up. What? Floating lunges. Whatever weight you wanted. Push up. Floating lunges. Find your tempo.
She's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body cash shows, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria.
Modify as you need. Take those breaks as you need. Let's go, yo. You got this. Floating lunges. Almost there, yos. Come on. Let's go. Switch. Dolphins.
why I took sneaky link. Got you riding around in all type of Benzes and Rovers. Girl, you used to ride in a rinky dink. I'm the one put you in Eliante. Fashion over model, I put you on the runway. You was rapping Coach bags, got your Sinead. Side Frisco, I call it my baby. I got a girl, but I still feel alone. If you playing me, that mean my home ain't home. Having nightmares of going through your phone. I can't even record, you got me down.
Lateral raise, frontal raise.
If you playing me, keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you creeping, please don't let it show. Whoa, baby, I don't wanna know. If you're better up that way, baby, all that I can see. If you're better up that way, baby, all
Reverse
that I can
bicep
see.
curl. Almost there, yos. Same speed up, same speed down. Stop, stay with it. Switch. Shoulders.
Sorry, baby, hace rato que yo debí botar ese gato. Una loba como yo no está pa' un vato. Una loba como yo no está pa' tipo como tú.
Take breaks as you need. Don't need to use weight. Reverse bicep.
A ti te quiere grande y por eso estás con una
Almost there,
guarida
yos.
que tú.
Let's go. Shoulders, last movement. Woo. Let's finish it strong. Take a break. Woo.
Esto es pa' que te
It's
mortifique,
dice roll time,
trague,
y'all.
trague, mastique. Yo contigo ya no regreso, ni que me llore ni me suplique.
feeling the
Entendí
love
que no
today?
es culpa mía que te critiquen.
We
Yo
believe,
soy
we
la
believe.
música,
1 through 5, redo around. 6 through 10, 2-minute finisher. We want 11 and up. Let's go. We got 19, dude. What's up? Let's go. Right to cool down. Got these online. Nice work today. Go and start cleaning up your space. We have white. We'll get ready for a cool down. Nice job. Nice job today.
No es como suena, nombre de persona buena.
Nice work today.
Es igualita que tú,
19.
pa' tipo como tú. A ti te quiere grande y por eso estás con una igualita que tú. Yo doy un paso, por acá no vuelvame caso. Cero rencor, bebé, yo te deseo que te vaya bien con mi supuesto reembolso. No sé ni qué es lo que te pasó, estás tan raro que ni te distingo. Yo pago por vos de 22, cámbiate un Ferrari por un Twingo. Cambiaste un Rolex por un Casio, va acelerado, dale despacio. Mucho gimnasio, pero trabaja el cerebro un poquito también. Fotos por donde me ven, aquí me siento un rehén. Por ti todo bien, yo te desocupo mañana si quieres traértela a ella que venga también. Tiene nombre de persona buena, claramente no es como...
start to work on slowing that breathing down as you're cleaning up. You can leave your mats out if you want, so we'll be on the floor for stretches. You can always clean them up and put them away if you want. We're going to start working on breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And when you're ready, we'll start those deeper breaths. Breathing in through the nose on the way up, out through the mouth on the way down. Whenever you're ready on that next exhale, we're going to pull that arm across, moving into that first stretch. Through all these stretches, working on keeping that slight brace posture. Remember that 2 out of 10 intensity. We're going to try to keep those breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. Focusing on stretching a little bit further on each exhale, holding that tension. And when you feel ready on that next exhale, stretching a little bit further. When you're ready, go and release and stretch. Remember, with all these stretches, these are just kind of like guided stretches. If you know there's stretches you need or want, feel free to throw those in. You don't have to do the same that I am. When you're ready, go ahead and release. So bring that first arm up and behind, grab that elbow, move into that tricep stretch. When you're ready, go and release. Switch over to that opposite side. When you're ready, go ahead and release. We're going to pull those elbows back and behind. We're going to kind of think of hyperextending our elbows, looking through a stretch through that bicep. So from here, go and extend the arms out to the sides. You can rotate, find wherever you feel that best stretch through the bicep. Once you find a good spot, if you want to add some forearms to it, pull those fingertips back. Stretching through the bicep and the forearm. Ready, go ahead and release. We're going to bring those hands behind your back, interlock those fingers. From here, we're going to roll that head and neck. Find a spot that's really tight. Feel free to stay there, breathe through that stretch. Feel free to alternate directions. Do quarter spaces, whatever feels good. Body will tell you what it needs. When you're ready, go and release. Inhale up and in. On that exhale, we're going to drop down into a full floor squat, pushing those hips back and down. Trying to keep the heels flat on the floor. If you're not able to get in that position or the heels come up or you fall forward, that's all right. Go and keep the weight on your hands and just work a little bit deeper into this stretch every class. Remember to breathe. You can play with your feet spacing. Once you're in a position, it feels like you're getting a good stretch. Go ahead and breathe. If you have those heels down and you want more inner thigh stretch, go and bring those elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. Press those palms down, and it's going to open us up through the hips. Remember to breathe. across to that opposite side, dropping that shin onto the floor, slowly moving that back leg back, bringing those hips closer down to the floor. From here, if it's more comfortable, you can drop down onto the hands and forearms, but if you do, don't let the back round up. Keep those hips pressed low and into the floor. The goal is to get the hips as close to the floor as you can in this position. And breathe. When you're breathing, it tells the body that the position is safe and the muscles can relax. Find yourself holding your breath but sending the signal to your body the position is not safe and the muscles won't release. Good rule of thumb, every third breath, try to make it twice as deep of a breath, because that's going to show you where you're holding tension, and exhale that tension out. When you're ready, if you brought yourself down, you can bring yourself back to seated up in that position. We're going to tuck that back toe, lift back up into a plank. We're going to inhale that opposite leg up. On the exhale, drive that knee through, bringing that foot across for same stretch, opposite side. Remember, the goal is getting those hips down, closer to the floor. If it feels better, you can drop that chest to the floor. Try to be sure to be intentional. Don't let the hips roll out to the side. Keep those hips squared with the shoulders. And breathe. And every third breath a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper. You find yourself really tensing up, release the muscles. Try not to keep them flexed. When you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself back up out of that stretch. We're going to tuck that back toe, step the leg back into a plank, and we're going to slowly lower ourselves down onto that mat. From here, you're going to take your left arm, put it out at 90 degrees. That right hand, you're going to put underneath your right shoulder. From here, we're going to lift that right foot, that right ankle, and we're going to roll up over the top so it's tapping down on the floor on that opposite side. Remember to breathe. This one going to be tough. Be cognizant of your neighbors. Remember those breaths, every third one a little bit deeper. When you're ready, go and release back to center. Same thing, opposite side. Now that right arm is going to go out at 90 degrees. That left hand is going to come underneath that left shoulder. We're lifting that left foot up, rolling it over the top, tapping down on that opposite side. Remember to breathe. We're going to bring those hands underneath. And we're going to bring it down into hands, knees, and feet. From here, we're going to move into that puppy pose. So keeping the hips above the knees, we're just going to extend those arms out in front, dropping that chest down towards the floor. Relaxing through the back, shoulders. Feel free, but we're running out of class time, so we'll finish with our last couple of breaths. This last breath, just a thank you to yourself showing up today. Providing yourself a little appreciation for making the time. Nice work, y'all. Great job today. First one done. I promise the first week or two is the toughest. I mean, it doesn't necessarily get any easier. You're just keeping able to do more and more. But you're going to be sore, right? So homework, prioritize eating. Make sure we're eating enough food. Prioritize movement when you're sore, getting up, going for walks if you have a stationary role. Okay? Maybe throwing some squats or lunges throughout the day. Helps to loosen things up. And make sure you're staying hydrated. Prioritize sleep. Those are the keys to recovery, progressing, developing. And homework, that brace posture we talked about. Try to keep that brace posture while you're going about your day at work.